Most of us spend our entire adult lives running. We grind through 60-hour weeks, constantly scanning for the next promotion or side hustle, operating in a state of low-level panic just to keep up. Yet, you have probably noticed a rare group of people who operate completely differently. They do not seem to chase anything. Instead, lucrative deals, the right partners, and sudden windfalls simply gravitate toward them, as if they possess an invisible physical pull. Thousands of years ago, ancient texts from the Indian subcontinent, specifically the Dayamar Tantra, outlined highly specific human practices. The authors of these texts claimed that by following their protocols, a human being could be transformed into a literal magnet for physical prosperity. If you hear that today, your immediate reaction is probably to roll your eyes. To the modern ear, it sounds like superstition, a cheap magic trick, or an ancient scam designed to sell false hope. But if we strip away the mystical terminology, a different picture emerges. The architects of these practices lacked the modern vocabulary of quantum physics and neurobiology to describe the very real biological levers they were pulling. Generating physical prosperity requires a shift in how you operate your own machinery. It requires pausing the external hustle long enough to master a verifiable internal protocol of biological engineering. The first major directive in these ancient protocols is internal. The texts insist that a practitioner must systematically destroy all internal thoughts of poverty before a single piece of physical wealth can materialize. This diagram of the human brain isolates exactly why this matters. Notice the structure at the base of the skull called the reticular activating system, or RAS. The RAS is a dense bundle of nerves that regulates wakefulness and selectively routes incoming sensory information to your conscious mind. Your brain processes millions of bits of data every second, but you are only aware of a fraction of them. The RAS acts as a literal bouncer for your reality. If your subconscious is programmed with financial anxiety, the RAS physically blocks out visual and auditory data that represent wealth opportunities, letting only the signals of stress and danger pass through. When ancient mystics instructed their students to meditate on abundance and destroy the concept of lack, they were applying a rudimentary method to manually reprogram this exact neural filter. Adjusting your internal state is highly practical. You are physically rewiring your brain's sensory radar so that your conscious mind can finally perceive the assets and opportunities that are already sitting in your immediate environment. The protocols also require the physical body to participate. Practitioners are instructed to fold their fingers into highly specific postures known as mudras, which are said to summon cosmic energy and banish states of emptiness. This mapped anatomical diagram shows exactly how this works. Your fingertips are incredibly sensitive, packed with thousands of nerve endings. These nerves run directly up your arms and wire straight into the motor cortex of your brain. A normal person worrying about money operates in a state of constant threat. This financial anxiety floods the bloodstream with cortisol, a stress hormone that actively constricts your blood vessels and shrinks the measurable bioelectromagnetic field your body naturally produces. Compressing specific nerve clusters in your fingers acts as a set of physical override switches. Engaging them forces your nervous system to halt cortisol production and drop into a parasympathetic flow state. This is a rest and digest mode where your brain produces slow, rhythmic alpha and theta waves. Achieving this relaxed alpha state physiology serves a specific function. Expanding your physical influence over the people and environment around you requires this exact biological baseline. Finally, these texts prescribe the vocalization of specific repetitive sounds called bij mantras, claiming that these syllables align the human aura with the broader forces of the universe. To decode this, we have to look at cymatics. Cymatics is the study of visible sound, demonstrating how specific acoustic frequencies can physically organize and shape physical matter, particularly water, into complex geometric patterns. The adult human body is roughly 70% water. Generating very specific, sustained vocal vibrations in your chest cavity applies this acoustic principle internally, organizing the molecular structure of your own cells. This internal acoustic resonance is amplified by your heart. Data from the HeartMath Institute reveals that the human heart is a massive electrical generator, producing a measurable magnetic field that is up to 5,000 times stronger than the one generated by your brain. Those ancient syllables act as acoustic tuning forks, designed specifically to maximize the coherent biomagnetic output radiating from the chest. These verbal repetitions utilize the physics of sound to turn the human body into a highly calibrated bioelectromagnetic broadcasting tower. When you combine these three mechanics, a reprogrammed sensory filter, a slow alpha wave nervous system, and targeted acoustic resonance, you create a state of incredibly dense biological energy. Modern psychology has observed the results of this state. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung coined the term synchronicity to describe what happens when a human reaches this exact peak alignment. Highly improbable, perfectly timed opportunities suddenly begin occurring in the person's life with unexplainable frequency. Astrophysics provides the clearest model for how this works. In the vacuum of space, extreme mass and density create an inescapable gravitational pull, bending the fabric of reality itself and turning the object into an energetic black hole. Physical wealth, highly connected individuals, and lucrative business deals operate on similar principles. They are concentrations of energy that naturally respond to and fall into the orbit of a massively dense gravitational pull.